7 seconds. Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. And again, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, seeking the truth and sincerity, and also the rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered four corners of the earth, which you so-called Negroes, Latino, Hispanics, Native American Indians, the true Israelites that's coming out the elect nation of Israel, and the nation that the Lord is dealing with, okay? So this is Brother Jonathan back at you with another lesson from Great Millstone, Detroit. And I'm going to entitle this, The Scriptures Reveals the Tip of the Iceberg, the whole iceberg, or something to that nature. You know, you got that saying, you know, the tip of the iceberg. You know, what does that mean? Because I'm going to apply this to, everyday life and scriptures. All right. So I got it and I wrote it down, and it says, tip of the iceberg, which refers to a small visible part, okay, of a much larger, hidden, or complex problem, okay? So, you say you're on a ship, right? You might see a little iceberg, on the surface, but underneath it is a large, you don't know how big it is underneath the sea because it's not visible. And you can apply that with scriptures, all right? So, let's grab this one, Job 9:24. And it reads, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right, so we got these, so-called, you got Esau and Edom, but, who's really controlling. You got the higher up, the chief, you got Amalek, that's actually in control right now and in power, okay? Because if you don't apply it to scriptures, you'll say, man, why is it hard to breathe? Why we don't see monarch butterflies? All this war, the president's gonna save us, so on and so forth. So you got those things that you gotta look at. You see it from the front, from the surface, but when you get to the scriptures and the understanding, you can understand and see how big this is underneath the tip of the iceberg. Okay, so you might say, why is my woman, defying me, for an example? So let's grab that. So you might see it's at the tip. You might see the tip, which is, these women are out of control. Eve is out of control, or very what's the word for, how do you define modest? Not define modest, but the opposite of modest. So you'll come up across like Jeremiah 31 and 22. And it says, how long will thy go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth, and women shall compass man. And that's why you see the order of the household, the order of your job, just all around, the order is dysfunctional. It's against what the scriptures say. So, he said, when you see the tip of the iceberg, you obviously see it's a problem. But at the bottom, that's the reason why, and also the secrets and the hidden things Because the thing is, what Esau's doing, he's trying to be, he's being, hid. People might say, what's what I want to say? God, man, that's Satan right there. I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, people might say, the president, president got us. Bro, no. You have to understand now, this is when you want to get into the bottom of the iceberg, because then you will know that the president is nothing but a puppet, man. He's a front man. Okay? And basically, the reason why all this stuff is going on, because I'm pretty sure, if we was to, see, basically what I'm saying is, if we was to see an iceberg in the bottom, it would be huge. Because with these 2/3, these heathen, and of course Esau, Edom, bro, those sins and transgressions has reached the heavens. So imagine, compared to the sins, was compared to the bottom part of that iceberg. That iceberg will probably, it'll be, you probably won't be able to comprehend how big the bottom of the iceberg would be. But who's ruling, man? Esau, Edom, and what is he known for? John 10:10. The thief comes not but to steal, kill, it says, this is John 10:10, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Now, when you, like I said, we get into receipts, we get into resumes, that fits Esau, Edom. And anything that goes outside the ordinance of the scriptures, everything, doesn't flourish. It only destroys, it only kills. Everything doesn't mesh. Okay? But what these scriptures, what it's doing, is revealing the tip, but it's revealing the bottom. It's revealing what's unseen, is revealing things that are hidden. Okay? This is like one of my favorite scriptures. This is one of them starting to be one of my favorite scriptures. This is Luke 12:2. And it says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. And if you pay attention to what things is going on, you see things that are in the dark being revealed. Okay? So, now we know, you see like the Epstein files. So these JOOs is kind of like, oh shit, getting exposed with Jay-Z. Celebrities is talking about what's going on, with these so-called councils. When you get into the Illuminati, these are things that are at the bottom that we don't know, that are hidden. But as time progresses, the scriptures is revealing, like I said, the bottom part, the complex part, the larger, the hidden problem of what's going on. All right? And then, like I said, it all deals with Esau, Edom. Because you can look at, let me give you this one, Revelations, the 6th chapter, not 6, but 16. Yep, 16 and 13. It says, and I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophets. I mean, that's, you got your London, your DC, and the Vatican, man. Look how Esau, like, we're coming into a time where the money is about to plummet. It's London, because we all know our money is backed by gold and silver. Okay, then you see all the turmoil, you see all the civil war, you see the war that's going on with these other countries. All right, and then like I said, that goes with the DC, which is the military aspect. All right, and just as you know, like I said, when I was getting into the real puppet masters, which are the elites, the so-called central bankers, and that's why they got that saying. And I gotta watch that documentary. Usually, how you say it, modern day wars are bankers' wars. Okay, and once you get into the understanding of the scriptures and properly know how to break them down and apply them, life will flourish and it'll only progress. But then you got Esau's religious aspect. Now that's the Vatican. We had that great falling away where now a lot of our people are into the so-called you got old Jakes that's into the slave or plantation Christianity. Then you got the false prophets in the churches that's going the fuck off. And then you got some of our people that know that they're Israelites, but they're pushing the wrong narrative. Okay? The ones of, getting Titus, I'll grab that one. Slovakia, bear with me. Man, hurry up, Jay. Why am I Here we go. This is Titus, chapter 1. We can start at 10. It says, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. So basically knowing that you're an Israelite. Okay, it says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. And Elder Apostle Tahar just put up a video with Bishop Nate IUIC using the Yahweh word. And it says for filthy lucre. Hey, you'll be surprised what you are not capable of doing with a 501c3. Okay, but with these scriptures, like I said, when you get these scriptures broken down the proper way, you have a better understanding to see the whole problem that is not being revealed. All right, like I said, how this world is going, how Esau, Edom, how America is, this is nothing but the tip of the iceberg, man. But Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to be a point where actually right now, I'll say this is about 75-80% things are going to be revealed. All we gotta see is just Esau at our feet, the return of the Lord, the chariots. I mean, I'm not going in a specific order, but the implementation, the full implementation of the MOTB, things like that. But don't want to make it too long. Lord willing, I hope this video was edifying. And again, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. And again, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, seeking the truth and sincerity, and also who rule well. Peace and salutation to the whole for elect. I'm going to close up. Say shalom. On to the next lesson.